happy to be here with Rock Title. And the reason why they host these types of classes and other things they do is they believe in being a partner. That's more than just closing deals together, right? That means helping you overcome your business challenges and achieve your goals. So thank you for showing up here today. Our agenda is talking about the trends for 2024. Number one, we're going to cover long form content, the return of long form content, how to prioritize your platforms, why overproduced videos are out, the rise of AI, and why authenticity is in. You will see examples today, video examples. If you want the slides from today, please get with your rep, let them know that you liked today's content, and let them know you would like a copy of the slides so you don't have to take all kinds of pictures with your phone or notes. We will send these to you. And of course, I am very active in the chat, so feel free to use that to pause me, stop me, or let's dive deeper on a particular topic that jumps out for you. All right. Trend number one, long form content returns. Let's identify and clarify short form content versus long form. Short form video, otherwise called bite-sized videos, we see typically 30 seconds or less, as you know, have become the social media mainstay. But in 2024, the predictions are and have been trending. Long form video is going to make a comeback. Instagram Reels feature has already upped its video length to 15 minutes. TikTok allows videos up to 10 minutes and is testing 30-minute videos. By the way, those may have changed, but that's the last piece of data I saw. Instagram Reel 15 minutes, TikTok up to 10 minutes, and testing 30 minutes. And you know, sometimes they roll these out slowly across the platform. My question for you, who's doing video here in the chat? Just yes or no. And then are you typically doing short or long as you put that in there? So no. Jeff, just getting started. Yes, a little short, Reels, 5 minutes, Linda, Paulette, thank you, thank you. Okay, cool. Just wanted to get a sense of that. So what does this mean for you, okay? Here's what it means. It means when you're looking at your content mix, right? You want to mix up your content and not just have 30-second or 1-minute videos. You want to put your content on your calendar and post consistently. Mix up short versus long form, right? We had just said right there. But most importantly, you want to measure your metrics for average watch time, views, and comments. See, because the metric is this, guys. It's not about likes anymore. It's not about views. It's about engagement. And how do you measure engagement? How do you know if you have a piece of content that is engaging for the viewer? What would you look at in your social platforms? Anybody want to take a wild guess?
Time of viewing.
Very good. Time of viewing. Yep. And comments and shares. That's called engagement, right? Like if you think about, if you're having a conversation, how do you know the conversation is engaging? People are responding back. And it was such a great conversation, a great story. People want to go share that. So that's one of the metrics to start to look at. And do not judge your success by views or likes. You've heard those referred to as vanity metrics. That is not how the algorithm is playing the game anymore. This is not an algorithm class, but I do want to make it clear to you that it is about engagement. And by the way, quick side note, quiz time. What is the #1 way to get more engagement on your social profiles? Any brave souls? Jenner, bing, 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 engage on other people's profiles. Right? Yeah. Like you just can't sit on your front porch and not be neighborly and expect everybody to come over to your house and want to like attend your barbecue if you don't ever go, interact or socialize with other people. Right? So that's one of the first ways to do it is carve out some time on your schedule to comment, engage, yes, like, of course, but have a meaningful comment with people that you want to continue to stay top of mind with, a la past clients, leads, referrals, etc. For example, how many of you here have past clients in your database who you do not currently follow on social media? That would be one takeaway homework assignment for you this week. Go back to your past clients, right? If you don't have their social profiles, look them up, go find them, follow them, start to engage with them. For those of you on Instagram, I'm going to grab my phone right now. And on your Instagram, if you go to your Instagram page and you open it up, at the very top left, you see the Instagram logo. I don't know if I'll be able to see my video holding this up. It's probably going to be blurry if I do this, but just know this. When you go to Instagram, top left, there's the Instagram logo, and you tap that, it opens up two options for you, following and favorites. Well, you can start to add people to your favorites list. I believe it's 30 people that you can add. And the point of that is when you have a list of favorites, those people's content will be pushed to the top of your feed. Maybe there's influential people in Vegas you're looking to follow, or Arizona, or wherever you're at, and you want to stay top of mind with them. And you don't want to miss their content if Johnny's going off to college or whatever, right? So that's one thing you can do, is create favorites. And then, of course, you want to test content topics. And we've got a whole separate class on this. I'll show you some examples in a moment, but we have a whole separate class. When we regroup in September, we'll hopefully be doing this class. It's all about reels, hooks, and scripts, and how to create those engaging reels, hooks, and scripts, listing walkthroughs, a day in the life, right? A little more lengthy explainer videos. You're going to see examples starting right now. I did some research in preparing for this class. Here is Nicole M. Freer. And by the way, you can take a picture with your phone of these people and go follow them on your own Instagram. I believe most of these are going to be on Instagram. If not, it'll clarify it. But here is a video with a day in the life of an open house. Now watch.
Join me, will you, as I host a grand opening open house weekend on one of our listings. A grand opening is the first weekend that our listing hits the market. We hold it open Saturday and Sunday from 12 to 4 p.m. And we put out 20 plus open house signs driving traffic to the home. I would say 50% of the traffic that comes in says that they saw the listing online, and the other half says that they followed the signs. So we definitely want to make best use of our time and see as many people as possible. You can see that I put some information out about the home on the table so that they can reference. In addition to information about the home, I also want to provide different points of value that you see in the kitchen there, as well as drinks and snacks and some little toys for the kids to take out on their way out. Honestly, outside of water, few partake in these snacks and drinks, but it's just a good perception and shows that you're taking really good care of the people that come through. It's hospitality, people. Let's get into our value add pieces. The first is an overview about our real estate team so that I can tell more people about us if they're unfamiliar with our group. And then it's going to go into sellers. There will be people coming in that need to sell their home before they buy, so I'm explaining to them how it is that we work with our sellers to get their home sold quickly and at top dollar. I even go into examples of homes that were listed with other real estate teams that we ended up taking over actually for a higher price and had them sold in a very short amount of time. Honestly, a lot of this goes into how you market a home to drive the traffic there. The more traffic you get, the better offers you get. We've got some NFG swag out that you can also pick up by visiting our store. And because real estate is such a community-focused industry, I also have information about the foundation that we support, the Nicole Freer Foundation, which you can get more info on and donate through our website. Now let's get into buyers.
Okay, I'm going to stop that video right here. First of all, everybody could hear the audio? Quick yes. Thumbs up yes in the comments. Guys, you got to pretend you're on Family Feud. Hit that buzzer. Okay. Now, have you all noticed that's not a short form video, is it? No, you're probably looking at it wondering, when is it going to end? Do not make the mistake of asking yourself how many people are going to watch the video this long. See, first thing is take your realtor hat off and put your consumer hat on. What is this video doing? And I've only watched it, right, a minute and a half through a 3-minute video. What has she established for a viewer who's perhaps considering listing or hiring that agent? What has she established in that video in a minute and a half? What would you say?
Branding, expertise.
Who's that? Who is that?
That's Tim.
Tim, thank you so much. Branding expertise. By the way, people, feel free to start unmuting because I'd rather have a conversation. If it's hard for you guys to find the chat button, just unmute. As long as we don't talk over each other. Raising your hand is a good way to do it too. There's a raise your hand icon. So Jenner says that she's a proactive marketer. She's proactive, detail service. So Tim said it pretty much on point. Branding and expertise. Guys, you're looking to get hired for the job of representing a homeowner. If you unpack everything she's done in this video for this open house, the detail, the layout, the extra elements to it, the care, the attention, the 5-star ratings, that's called credibility and social proof. The sign that says she outsold other agents, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, one, if you're watching this video, I'll tell you what, I'm impressed. She looks like a, quote, successful agent, right? Right. So the next open house you have, consider how you can leverage that content to establish you with your brand, your professionalism. See, guys, this whole NAR situation, what is the narrative been, particularly on the buy side, that, and this, I'm just going to quote roughly, that the buyer's agent, air quotes, right, doesn't work that hard, doesn't do that much. Now, I know this is a listing and it's an open house, but I'm just telling you, there's also that general larger narrative around, right? Agents generally, right, haven't done a fantastic job of demonstrating, right, the value. Especially in a market where stuff was selling left and right like hotcakes, and you didn't have to do anything except put a contract together, right, and send a DocuSign. So she goes on, right? Disclosure notices. What is this? Home buyer wants and needs. Oh, she's doing some lead capture, et cetera, et cetera. So this is textbook example of long form video, 3 minutes. Now, my question for you guys is, how many of you think you could do something similar? And I'm not saying every listing qualifies for the same level of presentation, although why not? But more importantly, could you swipe these ideas and could you level? And remember, so you're doing the open house thing, guys, everything can be content. The biggest frustration or challenge for me, as well as for you, is documenting what I do. You saw me before this webinar started. I don't know if you saw me. I was taking pictures of myself in front of this screen with the Zoom, with your faces on the Zoom. Why? That's documenting what I'm doing today, so I share that as a story. Jenner said she's a proactive marketer. You know what? Actually, the biggest thing that shows you she's a proactive marketer is that she documented her open house setup with video, and then she did a voiceover on the video. She's not even in the video, for you people who hate being on video. Do you think you could swipe some ideas just from that one video right there? Like, could you just take this? You're done. You're good for the next couple of weeks. You got your content. Cool. Thank you, Paulette. That's just one idea. We have more to come. Candace, you do know how to do that. Candace, I'm reading Candace's chat, and it's like, I don't want to go off the reservation here. Candace, you don't have to show yourself on camera. She didn't. Even though she's not on camera, it still establishes herself a notch above those who aren't even doing that. Right? Do I think what's a lot of fluff? Demonstrating the level of work you put in for your clients to represent their open house?
Yeah,
No.
I think it's a lot, because I know of some agents that just want to like put the house information and all that, and very minimal. I think that's a lot. Like, I would get overwhelmed by all that. I wouldn't know where to look.
What do you mean you wouldn't know where to look? On the video?
No, not just the video, but in general, like at an open house, I'd be like as a buyer, I'd be overwhelmed by all of that. I think it's a lot.
Okay, so listen, this has multi-purposes, okay?
Yeah.
She's hosting an open house. She's got this stuff out on the desk here or whatever. And if you want to walk by it or do whatever you do, that's fine. What I'm trying to make the point of is any open house you do is content.
Oh no, for sure. Yeah, I think every open house should be a video.
100%. And to the degree you do that open house is up to you, right? But I get what you're saying, right? But I would say this is that I would also say, well, all due respect, my fellow agents, and I love you. I've been around since 2003 in this industry. Most agents are doing the minimum they can. Not anybody here in this Zoom, I know, but a lot of agents out there are just doing the bare minimum. And that's why you never see these videos. And that's why there's all these situations going on about, well, what's your value? What do you really do? And, everybody's, commission compression, all that stuff. If we would just simply, and by the way, first of all, some people could look at this and go, oh, big deal. You laid out a bunch of snacks, you put a bunch of flyers out, whoop-de-flip and do, you did a video. It's not a lot of work. Okay. But it shows really well on video, right? It establishes her, as we've said multiple times, as somebody who's doing a lot of work for that listing. And by the way, if the other agents you're following aren't doing anything in showcasing and documenting what they do, all of a sudden you stand out and rise above. And by the way, I think she's done a pretty good job of building her online audience here. You can go follow her, right? You can see she's got 107,000 followers, 2.5 million likes. Not bad. #1 agent in Houston, Texas. Female agent, that is. So I live by this term called success leaves clues. And I try and remove my perception and my judgment from it and look at what can I learn? What can I swipe and deploy? All right, so let's take a local man here, Chalkets. Anybody know Chalkets here in Vegas? I can never pronounce his name. But if you don't follow Chalkets for ideas, you should. He's got a banging YouTube channel. Okay. Now let's just check this out. This is a listing walkthrough.
I've been in so much custom homes, and this is the only primary bedroom that I've seen that's really cool. This primary is actually located on the west wing of this house. Beautiful stack stone. As you can see, we have some French doors here. 12 feet tall on the doors. Actually, you know what? I lied. It's actually 10 feet tall. But coming down this way right here, we have a his and hers closet. If we take a look, straight edge cornering. 12.
Hey, by the way, do people love to look at homes vicariously? Yup.
Absolutely.
Yup. Notice he didn't open up the video and say, hi, my name's Jeff Zimfer and I'm with ABC Realty. I'm here in the local Las Vegas. Like, swipe, done, I'm out. Get to the juice. If it's a listing walkthrough, make it a listing walkthrough. Don't make it a commercial about you, because you know what you have? Look over here on the left side where this black triangle, this rectangle is right here. You know what everybody has on social media profiles? A bio, where they can, after watching the video, go to your bio and click to subscribe, watch, DM you, see your link in bio, go follow. Like, they can get to the who you are. This is the hook, the bait that engages and draws them in. So please, if any of you are opening videos or content or whatever with, your bio, let the bio itself do the work.
Inches on the baseboards, and also for his book match marble.
Okay, so I'm not going to let this play out. You guys are going to get the slides. All he's doing is a listing walkthrough, right? Because what do you want to build? Over time, you want to build your audience. And that takes time. And that takes a reason why I should even follow you and return to follow you. That's it. Like, why should I subscribe or hit like or follow? If you didn't give me something that's entertaining, engagement, educational, useful for me, you're probably not. I'm going to swipe. I'm going to move on, right? But if it's got me hooked because it's something I like, and in this case, he's showing a pretty badass property, right? And oh, by the way, isn't this like one of the primary things that agents do is highlight property features? Seems like this would be right in your wheelhouse. And by the way, if you don't want to do this, hire somebody to do it. Get a young person. Get someone who's right, who can show up okay on video, right? And actually can talk comfortably about property features, etc. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be you. What they're interested in this particular example is the property. Hope this is making sense. Did you guys like those two examples so far? Okay.
Absolutely. Great content.
Thank you. We have a couple more. Now, I asked at the beginning, what's your primary social platform? I heard a variety of different things. And I don't know about you, but guys, have you ever felt overwhelmed about trying to be everywhere on social media all at once? Yeah. I think a couple of you posted in there, I'm trying to post everywhere, where I'm told to post. You know, if you listen to Gary Vaynerchuk, he talks about posting 4 times a day, right? All that kind of stuff. Well, here's another trend for 2024. Prioritizing your platforms that work best for you and your audience. You do not have to be all places all the time. The problem with that is that most people just throw content up and it's a hope and a prayer. I hope I'll get something. By the way, just so you know, full disclosure, I did that 15 minutes before today's session. I posted a video to TikTok. I am not active on TikTok. I don't really care to be on TikTok. My audience is not on TikTok. You could argue, is it or not? I'm actually trying to reach a different audience than just, you know, mortgage loan officers or real estate agents. But anyway, the point being is it's not my primary audience. LinkedIn is more my primary audience, executives, decision makers, and things like that, and YouTube for search results. Jenner says same thing. So what do yeah, I'll put content on TikTok, but I'm not investing time in it. And I know that I'm not maximizing it, but I don't care. For me, it's just a place to hang a hat. Now that might change in the future. I don't know, but here's what I know. I'm really clear on, I can't be everywhere all at once. I can't be good across all platforms unless I have a team. Therefore, I'm going to focus on the 1 to 2 or 3 max that I can actually make a dent in. Okay. So you have permission to pull back and focus. So there you go. Permission granted. Now, here's some key steps to consider when you're talking about social media, your strategy. You got to be very specific, right? Do you want to grow your engagement, for example? These are different goals. I'm not saying these are your goals. You choose your goal, right? But if you do want to grow, I do think that posting once a week really isn't enough, unless you're talking about YouTube, because YouTube's a different animal. But if you're talking about like Instagram and Facebook, where most of people talked about here today, even LinkedIn, yes, posting content 3 times a week is ideal. Who's your target audience? We talked about this. What problems do you help them solve? That should go into influencing the type of content you create. As we said, primary platform, narrow your focus. And by the way, go all in. Here's a tip. Go all in for 6 months. Pick your 1 to 3. That's it. Go all in, blinders on. Don't even question it for 6 months. Because another problem that I'm working on overcoming, and by the way, guys, we share the same challenges and frustrations. I'm trying to get good at content. It's hard. It's hard. It comes easier to some people, whatever, if they're the dancers, entertainers, whatever, but that's not me. That's not most people. And you've got to, take some time to find your voice and get rhythm and be comfortable and all that kind of stuff and learn the new skill of right here, grabbing the mobile phone and, learning this skill of documenting and recording content, building the habit muscles. That's what's hard. What's your style? And this is why you want to follow other people, which you're going to have more people to follow through these slides, is you want to look at it for what they're doing. For example, earlier this morning, I was watching a YouTube video by a gentleman who wrote this series of books, is The Subtle Art of Not Giving a F, right? His name's Mark Manson, I believe. And he has this series of books, this whole brand around not giving an F, right? The subtle art of. And I was watching his video. And his video was, I'm going to teach you, right, these 8 things before I finish eating this ice cream cone. And he's walking through different scenarios, and it's a very highly produced video, right? And I'm not saying that's what you need to do, but I'm saying what I did was I looked at and I analyzed that video from the lens of a creator to look at what are they doing in that video to keep me engaged. And that's why it takes time for you to find your voice, your style. Are you funny? Are you sarcastic, right? Do you curse a lot? I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of different, things you could do to stand out and be unique. But I think it starts with what are your interests, right? And how can you highlight those here around town, Vegas, wherever you're at, right? If you're into downtown versus the strip, thrift stores, all the unique, things, the arts district, all that kind of jazz. There's different things you can highlight about what's cool in and around you live, in addition to your expertise in education as a real estate professional, with hopefully some level of engagement, meaning not monotone, right? There is an element of like, you don't want to be boring. But again, if all you want to do is the listing walkthrough videos, like the ones you've seen so far, and you're on them or you're not on them, you could do those. I did mention a bio earlier. By the way, this is not something you can use ChatGPT for. You can go to ChatGPT and you can say, hey, act like a real estate agent in Las Vegas, Nevada, right? You're a real estate agent who's been in business 17 years, blah, 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 blah. You specialize in this. You have 3 kids, dogs, etc. Whatever the thing is, give it the information and say, please write a compelling bio for my Instagram page, for my whatever page. And then here's what you don't do. You don't copy and paste it and make that your bio. You edit it. You edit it to sound more like you, to be more of your style and tone. Another tip. Okay. Now, when analyzing your social platforms, real quick, let's speed up the pace here a little bit. Do you have any dead weight? I kind of talked about this a second ago when I talked about going all in and focusing, which platforms actually contribute to your goals. What would happen if you sunsetted a platform? Probably not much. If you're already not engaged there much, you know what I mean? Probably not going to lose a lot. And again, ideal clients. Your clients are not for everybody. Who is your ideal client? Is it first-time home buyers? Is it younger people? Is it next gen? Well, where are they? Okay. Who do you most enjoy serving? What is the primary problem you help people solve? If you're focused on relo, people moving here from out of state, well, guess where that content is going to be? Guess where people search about homes in Las Vegas, moving to Arizona, etc. Where do you think people search for that? 2 places. Put them in the chat right now. If you were looking to move to Denver, where would you go to search? There you go, Jocelyn. Google and YouTube. Google and YouTube. I see a couple Zillows popping in, googleandhomes.com. I'm going to tell you that the first destination is Google and YouTube, probably Zillow a close second or third. Because the first thing people want to know is about what is it like to live in the area. And by the way, guys, you got to do your homework. I sit in front of my TV sometimes at night and I watch other realtors' videos. And I look at realtors that are doing what's great about living in Vegas, what sucks about living in Vegas, right? Things I wish I had known before I moved to Vegas, right? The top 10 reasons why to move to Vegas, right? Is it really that hot in Vegas? What are winters like, right? Blah, 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 blah. Because the timeline or journey for most people before they move, 3, 6, 12, 24 months. So how many lines do you have in the water? If you're going fishing, your content online, those are lines in the water. So you got to give me a reason to engage with you and follow you and establish yourself as somewhat of a knowledgeable on the thing I want to do, on my unique situation. And we're not going to solve all this. You're not going to be like, show up and touch the screen and you're healed here today, right? Hopefully I just give you some directional, right, advice. Okay. Overproduced videos are out. Audiences are immune to the overly polished, overproduced content agents have created with all the high-end fancy editing, cuts, and all that kind of jazz. That has its time and place for sure, but it's really, and this is good news, it's time to get on camera and just show clips of you doing the thing, like we've seen twice already in this slide deck so far. It is not supposed to be perfect. Perfect doesn't create connection. Your audience wants to get to know you, warts and all. I assume no one here is a fan of having to look perfect on video. Ladies, I know, they tell me all the time, hair, makeup, all that. Guys, we don't have to do all that stuff. But you now have permission to let go of the idea that you must be perfect and polished every time you get in front of the camera. Here's an example. Let's bring up this.
Hey, I just wanted to get on here really quick and tell you about the sweetest closing that I just had for this amazing family. There were a few tears at the showing. They love this house. We rode on it and we got the house. We went to closing and again, more tears because they were the first ones in their family to ever become homeowners. And they were excited to just share with their kids about their hard work and their determination. It pays off. So don't give up. Even in this tough market, there's amazing stories of overcoming and accomplishing goals. And I'm just excited for them.
Okay. I see your comments in the chat. I'll get to it in a second. What is she doing there? Where did she record that?
In her car.
In her car. Guys, who here has a car?
Everybody.
Anybody take? Yeah. Okay. Anybody going to appointments on the bus? All right. Have you ever gotten out of a client meeting, open house, buyer consultation, and gotten in your car? Is there some context or a little bit of a story that you can share perhaps from that interaction? I think so. Another easy place to start. This is a buyer success story. How many quote success stories do you have? Hey, they just got approved. Hey, clear to close. We just closed on the transaction. Just handed my client the keys. What I love so much about this job, being a real estate professional, is seeing people's faces light up when they get into that home of their dreams and the memories they're going to create for their family. This is such an amazing job and rewarding, and I'm so happy and grateful that I get to do it. Like, first of all, you better feel that, right? Sometimes you have the nightmare clients, which is a story as well, right? And you can tell that in a respectful way. You don't have to tell it. Ideas are flowing out of my head here, right? By the way, you can also borrow other people's stories from in your office or colleagues or whatnot. That's what's really engaging, is stories. How many of you think you could do that? Even on a closing you had 6 months ago. Hey, you know what happened? I just thought of this client I worked with a few months ago, and I wanted to share this story with you. Here's what happened, right? They were moving in from, boom, you go into the story. How many of you think you could do that? I know, Tim, in title, you probably got a few stories, I'm sure, working with clients.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All day long.
Right.
And the thing I love most about this video, it's very genuine, comes across as very genuine, raw. I would follow her just because she seems very compassionate and very real.
Good point there, by the way. That's speaking to you. She's compassionate, real. She's not all polished and professional. She's not, no ego coming through. Yep. Okay. I'm keeping an eye on the chat here. Somebody had a question. What's your thought on stumbling? I mean, stumbling is normal and acceptable unless you completely derail it, right? And then start over again, which often happens. I did that the other day. I started opening up a script about something, and I was just like, here we are. So, by the way, it's about an AI class I'm doing. It's like, okay, so hi, my name's Jeff. We're going to be doing this AI class, and we're going to talk about, and then I just stumbled and I friggin' crashed. And I'm like, redo. But if you just have a couple, no, you don't want to be perfect. Are you perfect when you talk to your friends? No. These are your friends. This is called social, like social networking. You go out to the cocktail party, the realtor meeting, right? The whole awards banquets or whatever they do. You start talking to people. Oh, shit, I screwed that. Hold on. Let's back that up. Let me start from the very beginning. Right? Be yourself. Be yourself. That's what we're saying. Okay. All right. I got to keep it on the time. Make sure I'm tracking here. Okay, cool. By the way, for those of you who are still battling video, look at this. Sprout Social. How do you like to learn about a product or service? Come on. Do we really have to keep talking about this? Video is the number one thing. Do you have to do video? No. Do you like to write? Sure. Do blogs. Can you do podcasts? Sure. But video's the easiest for the end viewer, but it's also when you get used to it, get comfortable with it, and get over the BS in our heads about video. Like, how many people here don't do video because you don't like how you look on video? Just put that in the chat, myself included. All right. So a lot of people say me. Okay. So the joke is, do you show up to client appointments with a bag over your head? No, because that's how you look. Yes, you're critical of yourself, Linda, but no one else is as critical of you as you. Jocelyn, use the filters, right? Exactly. Filters, lighting, that all helps. And I understand as soon as we turn this on, we get critical. I get it. Guess you're the only one really doing that. And any hater out there, well, screw them. Move on. They're not your people. All right. Another social trend, the rise of AI, obviously, right? AI is skyrocketing and it only will continue to do so. This was a question that asked in the next or last 12 months, how are you using AI to assist with social media activities? So the black is last year, the red is this year. So editing and refining text, a lift in that. Producing text from scratch, 85% of people are doing. Developing new ideas, content ideas, right? Completely revise and rewrite texts, produce customer support, edit images, generate images, use a chat bot to respond to messages. Okay, who's using AI to help you with content, ideas, writing, social posts, whatever? Anybody doing that? Paulette, Jeff, Jocelyn? Good. Occasionally. I am as well, and it's becoming more and more a huge time saver. And we have a whole separate class on AI, which Jocelyn, we got to tell Justin for us to do that class, because there's some really cool ways to use AI beyond the basics most people use it for, to get some really good outputs and some really smart context, like these custom GPTs and things you can do like that. I'm going to skip this for sake of time, just about AI. What are we talking about here? I'm going to skip that as well. Oh, actually, in this slide deck as well, you guys are going to get this. We have a ChatGPT prompt guide. This will help you a lot. I actually had a realtor create this for me. She's really good with ChatGPT, and she created over 100 prompt templates and content ideas, plus a video tutorial of how to use that. So remember when I opened up this session, talked about how Rock Title wants to be a partner, not a vendor? There's an example right there. Okay. We want to help you grow. We want to help you get more efficient, more productive. This ChatGPT guide will definitely help you do that. Okay. All right, let's keep going here. Authenticity is in. We know that. We've been talking about it. Keep it real. Okay, so this is one. Let me just play this and let's see what it says. Here's from Glenda Baker. I don't know if you guys know her. She's a big time agent. Let's see.
Hi, it's Jody Cordell here, and I'm here with Glenda Baker, and I just have a couple of questions for you, Miss Glenda. What do you see as a big N for 2024 in real estate?
The N is authenticity and authentic content. If you are not connecting with your client in an authentic manner, you are missing the boat. Authentic intelligence, the real AI for 2024.
Excellent. And what do you see as the big out for 2024?
Faceless social media. If you are putting houses, and that's all you're putting as your content, houses and market updates, if your face is not with it, it's worthless.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
There you have it from Miss Glenda Baker.
All right. So there's Glenda saying something slightly to the opposite of what I said earlier about that walkthrough video. Remember, the key thing she said, if you're doing all faceless video, that's the problem. You can do plenty of listing walkthrough videos that don't have you on it. But if none of your profile on social has any content that features you, I can't connect with you, right? I don't build a connection and trust with a house. I build it with a human. And that's why being on video in an authentic way, you in your car, just getting out of a meeting, right? Crying because somebody didn't show up in the meeting or the deal fell through or whatever. Those are real stories, real human connections. Okay. So what does this all mean for you? It means you're the brand. People want to connect with you. They want to see your face. Share client interactions. Let's say you have a showing today. Now I'm going to read this. What questions did those buyers ask? What were the common themes of the conversation? Pluck out the moments and create a strong piece of content. You could easily do that. Hey guys, so I just got out of my meeting with these new buyers, and I got to tell you, here's the recurring questions I hear from most buyers, right? Is they're asking this. Do I need 800 FICO? Do I need 20% down? Should I buy in this market? And then answer the questions honestly. And by the way, here's my test. I always ask real estate agents this question. Get ready to put it in the chat. Get your fingers ready. Is now a good time to buy? Put it in the chat. Let's see if my Jeopardy thing goes. Where's my chatters? I see Amber, that's all. Absolutely, Linda. Yes. I guess the rest of the people are too afraid to answer it. Okay, so flip side, is now a good time to sell? Put your answers in the chat. Wow. Amber, so you went back and corrected your answer. Amber, the answer is it depends. It depends. Guys, has any realtor ever really said, no, it's not a good time to buy and sell? I mean, seriously, buyers and sellers, like the community, consumers, they expect you to say, now's an amazing time to buy. Really? Why? More importantly, how about be truthful? How about it may not? It depends. How long do you plan on being in the house? What's your life look like over the next 3 to 5 years in terms of family, et cetera? What are your obligations, right? On and on and on. If you would just show up and do your next video that says, hey, you know what? There's a lot of noise about why today is a great time to buy in the market. And I just want to tell you that it may not be. And here's why. Everybody's situation is different, right? And if you want to go crazy and get specific, if you look at the hard costs of actually buying a house, if you're going to be in that house less than 5 years, right, to recoup those costs, maybe you want to start looking at that as well. But again, sometimes being, what do they call it? Contrarian stands out. Lastly, day in the life. What's your average work day? Hosting an open house, meeting, all the above. Get a sneak peek. I've seen agents do this. Hey, I'm on my way to this open house. Hey, I'm on my way to this client meeting. Hey, I'm on my way to this escrow closing. Hey, I'm on my way to this board of realtors meeting. Right? Hey, I'm on my way to this Tom Ferry event. I'm going to go learn how to what's really happening in the market and how to better serve my clients. That's called documenting your day. You do a lot during the day. Problem is, most people don't see it. That's where you can easily start with content. We said earlier, engage with your followers. Okay. Here's another content example. Authentic content. Now watch this.
Day in the life of a realtor. Come with me. We have 6 properties that we're looking at with 2 different clients, and this is where we're starting. I love this home. I absolutely love it, but I have a real beef with the floor plan itself. 4,000 square feet, literally only 3 bedrooms, so much wasted space upstairs. Don't even get me started. But we got over to this next property. Beautiful home. I actually really love the layout on this one. My clients are debating whether they're going to make an offer or not. We have one more that we're going to look at next week. This crawl space, this little storage space, almost gave me a freaking panic attack because I couldn't get through the other side. Whew, but I made it. Anyways, got to get all the way over to the other side of town. My listing closed yesterday, so we're picking up my sign and my lockbox, and then I'm headed to meet another client at 4 properties that are all around the corner from each other. We did find one that she liked, and we placed an offer, so we'll see how it goes. Day in the life of a...
Oh my gosh. How many of you lived that same day? More than once. Yeah, often. Right? That's just capturing what she's doing during the day. And I saw your comment, I think it was you, Jenna, earlier about like, you know, it's hard setting up the video, turning it on and off. You could see she set the video in the back of her car, just set it up on a tripod probably, right? This is a woman who's built her skill set around capturing content over time and identifying those moments to capture. It's like building that muscle. I've had to train myself to remember and get aware of moments where it's capture content. And by the way, the goal is to capture and then you refine and edit. You're not going to use everything you captured, but if you don't ever get yourself in the habit of getting comfortable of taking that phone out when it feels a little weird because there's people looking around or whatever, let me just tell you, ever go to the gym nowadays? Right? I go to LVAG, you got like friggin' 6-10 people are got their cameras up posting, like grabbing videos of them working out. All right. They're comfortable doing that for their fitness channel or whatever it is. Guys, we are entering a world where that's just going to be, it's the norm more and more and more. How often do you go? You people still taking selfies and all that. It's normal. It's normal. It's just you haven't adapted to it yet, or we still have a bunch of noise and excuses in our head about why it doesn't work for you. Jenna, don't make me come through this video and grab you by the lapel.
I was just going to say, I had someone ask me if I was selling my own house not too long ago because I have 0 pictures of any of my family. I don't take pictures of my family, my kid, holidays. Don't do it. I don't do it. I'm not a picture taker. My memories are in my head.
I understand. I understand. And I'm not saying, you know, like people often ask, like I even asked this question before. Oh, can you succeed in real estate without doing video? Yes. But it would be easier if you did. And you would probably grab more market share.
I've never got a lead ever from social media, ever.
Well,
And
listen, that doesn't mean anything because every other comment from you is reluctant to create video and do video. So I'm guessing you don't have a lot created already.
no
you know?
video.
Well,
No.
there you go. So you can't say I never got a lead from video. You're not doing video.
No, but I haven't got a lead from social media either.
and
And
you
I
don't
post,
right.
I
But this is a
post
mindset
just
thing,
static pictures.
right?
So,
But you're revealing the answer why.
yeah.
Okay. All
But
right.
again,
but-
I 90% of my business is past client referral or, referral.
Awesome. Yeah. And again, where you're at in your journey and all that kind of stuff, I don't know. I'm not trying to force it down anybody's throat. It depends on, do you want to grow? Do you want to grab market share? Or, as Tom Ferry says, stay relevant, right? Fading winners. People are winning because they've been in the business a long time, have a lot of referrals. Yet you got these, other people, younger air quotes, coming up, grabbing market share. I don't know. I'm not saying, it's the end of the world. I'm just saying that if you're looking to grow and expand, right, and have sustainability, maybe the past database thing works for you. I don't know. But I'm glad that you unmuted and are very engaging. Thank you so much. A couple more. Let me keep it on the clock here. If you guys are liking these videos. So here's the same person. Watch this.
Basketball Mom Live. Let's drive to Houston. All right, we just made it to the hotel. I literally just drove the whole 4 hours without stopping. I was able to get checked into the hotel early so I could get this face together so we could get.
And so some of you watch this, probably you, Jenner, and going, I'm not, that's like, why would I bother sharing that? That's too personal. Who cares? Some of you watch it and go, yeah, this is just a day in her life. She's driving all over Kingdom Come to take her daughter to a basketball game, and she's just documenting her life. Why does that work for the viewer? Is because it is a connection with this person is a human being. They're struggling with different things about balancing a family and a professional life, and that creates connection. That's why it does it. All right, let me keep going. I got more examples here.
Tell me
Another day in the life, showing 11 properties to 4 different
I'm
clients.
not crazy.
She's in her car. She's driving. The audio's bad.
I have the.
Sometimes, guys, the game is reps. The game is reps, meaning over the life, the span, the spectrum of your content. That's why I talked about just produce, get your muscles built up of producing content. This is going to be out of the feed in 24 hours if it's not on YouTube, most likely, right? So the point is get into practicing this. So this time you did it in your car, you're driving to appointments, okay? This
When
one,
you're looking
there you go, 5 things.
for a new home, the last thing you want after you move in are any surprises. Here are 5 things that you and your realtor should keep an eye out for when looking for a new home. Number 1, the roof.
Okay, guys, do you already consult people on this? Like the inspection report and all this?
How old do the
roof.
shingles look? Is there
How
a
the
when
shingles
you're running
look.
the created from the original lead or cast home? Do you need any extras like an electric car components like the furnace? Aren't you transferable? Now, if that sounds like a lot to keep in mind, it kind of is. Making sure to hire a professional real.
There you go. There's that. And then what's this?
Many of us are sending
By the way, some people find her voice annoying.
out Christmas cards this week. Yeah, us included. We're working on our Christmas cards. And if you're like us, you make a list of who all you're
It's a video about Christmas cards.
going to send a Christmas card to. Then you go buy Christmas cards. And if you're like me, you buy extra Christmas cards because you're afraid that, you forgot somebody. And that's what we do. So a couple of years ago, we had some
A story from a couple of years ago about leftover Christmas. Hang with me.
cards left over. So we randomly picked some people in our database that we had their address and we just sent them a Christmas card. I really thought people would be happy to get a Christmas card. But listen,
Jeannie, this is David, and you sent a Christmas card to my house by mistake, and now my wife is accusing me of buying a house for a hidden girlfriend because supposedly you talked to me back in June. That's my wife's number. You need to straighten this out before it gets very, very ugly. I did not talk to you back in June. Please straighten this out. Thank you.
he
You guys getting that? Is anybody laughing like me? Oh my gosh. Funny stories, right? You guys got pet stories? Okay. Yeah, go ahead, Tim.
I was just going to say great stuff. And the thing about social media, the end game is to get a lead out of it, right? But it's also about branding, staying current, just exposure for your brand. Even if you have to take a day out the week, get a favorite libation, whatever that may be, and go out on a Friday, take a couple different outfits, just shoot some content, have fun with it. Yeah, it gets a little frustrating sometimes because it takes time, but the more you do it, the easier it becomes and the more content you have.
Yeah. And by the way, yes, ultimately we want leads. We want hopefully business out of this. But what I find is the people, and this is me as well, that the content, you got to think about who you creating content for. See, the mistake I've made and a lot of people make is you create content for yourself because you want to lead. And you reach a different state of creating content when you create content that serves the person, is really just about adding value and creating some type of impact or connection. And you disassociate any lead or outcome or payoff from that. So just think about that mindset for a moment. If your agenda is nothing more than just to show up and either educate, entertain, inform, not what can I get, you'll do better creating content because there won't be this pressure of a payoff. It'll be just putting something you genuinely want to help somebody with. Okay. So in closing this out here, we got a couple more things to share with you. Number one, if you want to get clear on your brand personality, I suggest you take this free quiz by Kay Putnam. Grab your phone, take a screenshot. There's a free quiz she has. She's a renowned brand strategist. She has a brand archetype quiz. You just answer a few questions about your values, your personality, and goals, and this will tell you your brand style. Like, are you a hero? Are you a guide? Or different things like that. I've taken it a couple of times, and I find it very, very helpful for me to get clear on who do I want to show up as, right? So to recap, what did we cover? The long form content returns, to prioritize your platforms, that overproduced videos are out. We obviously skipped over the rise of AI for sake of time. And we talked about authenticity being in. Real quick, last question in the chat here. What's your one big takeaway or idea from today? Start it now.
I think just post. Like, you're not going to get anything if you don't start posting, and then you'll start teaching yourself. Like, I did see a comment that said it takes forever, but the more that you do it, you'll get so fast at editing videos.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Paulette says great ideas for videos. Thank you. What else we got? Engage with others, authenticity. That's right. Engage meaning comment, right? When you see your friends and family and past clients posting, take a few minutes to comment and not just, agree, thumbs up, right? No, a few words, please. Okay. All right. This video will be posted to the YouTube channel. Jocelyn, I believe, tomorrow. She'll also be sending out the link to the slides so you guys can get the videos and follow all those people. Go watch them. Start becoming a student of content and look through it through the lens of what are they doing through this? Like good content creators don't just randomly grab and go. There's an intention behind it, right? So anyway, back to you guys. Hope you found this valuable. Please thank your Rock Title rep. That's why we do this. And hopefully we'll see you on the next one.
Bye, guys. Thank you so much for joining. See you next week.
Thanks, Jeff. Thanks,
Bye.
everyone.
Thank you.
Talk soon.